breaking goes back, as far as I know, talking to founders of the dance, no later than 73. And these are breakers who used to break mainly on top.
It was like a whole new movement, like just like a spontaneous thing that just happened in the party.
Certain styles of dances came out that you knew was the new dance and you did it. But with breaking, burning, and going off, other people that liked it would adapt it, and that became like that agenda.
You knew how to do it. You just come in, you know, you do your little posturing and posing, and you know, and then you go down, and then like if you're doing a good move, then people will gather around. So then you got a little circle, and somebody might get in there and challenge you.
All back here was lit up with music. And this is where a lot of people start dancing at. Put a speaker right out here. Everybody having fun. all that crazy stuff.
Because you see all this shit come together. Then you got people like the Nigga Twins, all of a sudden they going down to the floor.
It was one of the brothers that used to be down with Kool Herc, and he had like a little spin move where he would like do that little spin move. And that was actually the first time I ever seen somebody, you know, go down on the floor.
We saw people dancing and we wanted to dance. You know, and it's just that our style of dancing was not like anybody else's.
Funny thing was the Nigga Twins used to always have straws in their mouth.
The Nigga Twins used to come in with cigars and trench coats. And they used to come in and split the place up and act like Groucho Marx. And they used to walk in with the cigars and then meet up in the middle.
When we used to go down on the floor, we didn't get dirty. And we didn't dance on linoleum. We didn't dance on cardboards. We danced on the cement.
Them was the real B-boys from back in the days, you know what I'm saying?
Original top rock isn't the top rock that they do now. It goes like this. That was the original top rock. It wasn't like this. You know what I mean? And there was an Indian step that looked like this. Our Unc Rock was straight up B-boy Unc Rock, like, yeah, like straight up B-boy.
B-boying on the floor didn't come out to like maybe the ending of 74, 75, when people actually started going down and breaking on the floor.
I don't know who did it, but eventually somebody went down and stayed down.
So from up rocking, I brought it to the floor, you know? That's why I was so good, because I was, from there on, it just kept going. Bruce and them brought it out to the Bronx River. Before you know it, there was Zulu Kings. Word up.
It was really a combination of sweeps, CCs, which is the side-to-side movements when you're facing front, and steps like the Russian, which look exactly like a Russian. You cross your arms and you kick front. Steps were a lot more basic, and it looked a lot more. If there's a b-boy out there that I would compare old style to, the real old style is Frosty Freeze. When you see Frosty in like flash dance and old footage of him, and sometimes he still does it today, when you see his footwork, it doesn't look complete. That looked more like what the original b-boys looked like back in the days.
They used to do a style that I hardly see anyone do, which is more like jerky type of, it wasn't like a six-step, you know, this is how it goes. It was a little more sporadic and wild spirit, like boom, freeze and blah, blah, you know what I'm saying?
And then with the godfather of hip-hop, myself, Africa Bambaataa, you had what you call the Zulu Kings.
I grew up watching more like the Zulu Kings, Beaver. Beaver was like the biggest name in b-boying, period. I mean, you couldn't find nobody better than Beaver until Spy came along and blasted him with Track 2 and the brothers.
Everything, all the breaking and stuff like that were considered underground. And so Kool Herc brought everything out into the open. And that was like, say, 74, 75. All the underground stuff, all the in-house, all the hallway dances, and all the house party dances were brought out to the street. And the more they took it to the street, the more nationalities got involved in it. You know, it was no longer an Afro-American thing. The Hispanic took to the dance.
I know for a fact that when I went to some parts, it was rare to see a Puerto Rican dancer breaking. And when they did, it was like, oh shit, check out the Puerto Rican b-boy, you know?
A lot of people used to call it like, yo, you know, like the Latinos, you know, Moreno means black, you know, they be like, yo, that's that Moreno style, you know, and that's the original style of b-boy.
So black kids invented breaking as we know it, as we understand it. It was the Puerto Rican kids that put breakers on their backs.
Batch is one of the first Hispanic breakers ever.
Don't forget, I'm 35 years old, eh?
Salso was the crew where basically we all came out of. The first all Hispanic breaking crew. After Salso, Batch started up the TBB crew, and they were a big crew.
We was one of the best breakdancing crews out there. And I believe that, you know, up to today's date, if I would have kept going to jail, you know, and a lot of my people getting killed and going to jail as well, we could have probably been one of the big industries today out here making money.
Swipes in the air that you see legs do, that was originated by my partner Spy, who I consider the best breaker I have ever seen break. That's undisputable. I mean, whoever knows breaking, that name has to come up.
He's one of the first B-boys ever, and he was known as the man with 1,000 moves, and his name is Spy. So I want to bring him up here so y'all can see what it. Come up here, man.
Spy was a legend to me because he was already called man with 1,000 moves. I used to always go to Mom and Pop's social club or nightclub, whatever you want to call it. It was a basement, really, on Crotona Avenue, and I used to go there a lot to try to see Spy. And then one day I saw Spy there, and I saw him. I'll never forget. He had this red hat on, and his afro was just like poofing right out the side. His hat was to the side, just like this. And that's why whenever I go down right now, whenever I start breaking, I got a hat on, you know, this is just like straight Spy. This is the Spy in me, you know what I mean?
When they would tell me stories about Spy, I would look in the sky and be like, trying to picture myself with it, trying to put myself there, you know, like in the gymnasium, in the church. And when I saw him break, I was like, wow, you know. It's just like this energy around a person, you know what I'm saying? There's an energy around people that, you know, the stories are the stories. There's a reason why they're being said. There was an energy around him. He was mad clean and mad smooth. It was just like he didn't have to do anything really incredible. He did whatever he did, it looked sweet.
Track 2 was like little ladies' man back then.
You know, track 2, at one point they said he was the best.
JoJo used to be off the hook, for real. They used to be like traveling. They was like gypsies in a way, because they used to find out wherever they jamming at, go there, and whoever was dancing over there, they would knock them off, for real.
Them boys were just so incredible. They were like stars coming out. These brothers would come out dressed, you know, not like bums like a b-boy was. Usually all bummy dressed. These guys would be dressed nice, and boom, they'd come out and they were like stars. Yo, there goes JoJo, there goes Spy, there goes Jimmy D. There goes all of this track 2 right there with his big old track nameplate. Those are the brothers that made up the moves. All the moves that you see nowadays come from the root of those people.
Like 79, late 78. By then, a lot of black brothers weren't really dancing anymore.
The disco scene killed breakdancing. In the disco scene, the DJ couldn't throw in no beats. He had to keep that. He had to keep that. So for him to throw in a patch, he would disrupt the dance floor and he'd get fired.
You couldn't really ask a girl to dance and she'd be like, yeah, and then you'd be like, you know what I'm saying? She ain't trying to feel that.
When I started doing my shit in 77, by the time 79 came around, I had brothers looking at me like, yo, why you doing that? That's played out.
I used to hustle, and I used to practice by myself, because I didn't dare cut in with the girls, thinking that a girl might be, oh, who's you, you know? So I used to just take to the floor, and I took all my aggression. They didn't notice me for my hustling abilities. They were gonna notice me for my breaking abilities.
Rocksteady crew started in 77. A lot of its members were like all-star b-boys from the Bronx. The guys that started Jimmy D and JoJo, they hung out on at 115 Park in the Bronx.
We came up with the word rock steady. We started thinking because we want to continue dancing. We wanted to keep it at a steady pace.
You know, when they started doing it, a lot of people called it rocking, going off. And what they wanted to do, you know, they noticed that a lot of people were stopping around 76, 77.